We are taking a 3-week break today from our teaching series out of the book of Acts. We're going to do a few different things. Next week, as many of you know, is our 5th Sunday celebration, where we meet over in the Family Center and we do service projects for the organization Bags of Love, who are in great need of our help. They're thrilled. They love us. We're going to be doing a lot of work, so I hope you can make plans to be there that day. The following Sunday is Easter Sunday, and we'll be doing an Easter service here, same time, same place. But today I want to bring a message on the topic of wisdom, in a message I've entitled, Hello, Sophia. Sophia happens to be the Greek word for wisdom, which makes sense to me because I found in my 62 years on this planet that women tend to have a whole bunch more wisdom than men, okay? And guys, don't argue. Just own it. Just lean into it, okay? In fact, I deeply hope in the next 10 years our women are running our country because men haven't done that great of a job. All right. Any rate, today will require some participation on your part, which should be fun. But first of all, check out these 2 verses out of a book of wisdom, the book of Proverbs in the Old Testament. For the Lord gives wisdom. From his mouth comes knowledge and understanding. And then these 2 verses. Then you will understand what is right and just and fair, every good path. For wisdom will enter your heart, and knowledge will be pleasant to your soul. So according to these verses, wisdom is a very important entity for us to have in our lives because it's a gift from God that helps us to know the best way to live our lives. So yay for wisdom. You go, Sophia. Now, here's the interactive part. I'm going to ask all of you 2 questions today, and I want you to turn to the people around you. And there's no forced sharing here. We're not going to do that. Some people are introverted and they don't want to talk. That is fine. You can just listen and take a hard pass on the sharing. But for those of you that can share, I want you to answer these 2 questions as honestly as you can to 1 or 2 people around you. And the first question is this. What's the best piece of advice / wisdom that you have ever received in your life? The best piece of advice or wisdom you've ever received in your life. I'll give you a few minutes to come up with those answers and share them, but remember I have ADD, so that's probably only going to be like 2 minutes. Okay? Go ahead and go. Okay, we're going to move on to the second question. What is the worst piece of advice or wisdom you have ever received in your life? For my message today, we're going to do something a little different also. I want to share some random nuggets of wisdom that I've been collecting for a long time, and they didn't fit into any sermon. So I'm putting 10 of them all in one sermon today, okay? We're going to get out of here a little early. This will be my shortest message ever, okay? And I'm typically fairly short, but I hope you'll enjoy this. Wisdom nugget number 1, and this is going to be a quote fest for you too, but these quotes will be online because I think you'll like some of them. Nugget number 1, going outside is way more important than we think. Look at this quote by author Tony Jones. The wilderness is the catalyst, blowing on the ember of peace that dwells deeply within me, bringing it to full flame. So going outside is a wise thing to do because that's the place where our peace ignites inside of us. Nugget number 2, loving ourselves is also more important than we think. Author Richard Rohr writes this, if you nurture hatred towards yourself, it won't be long before it shows up as hatred towards others. And I've discovered that to be true. So it's wise to love ourselves so then we can be the kind of people that actually love the people around us. Nugget number 3, it's wise to remember our one main job to do on earth. This is a quote from Jesus. He told his followers, this is my command, love one another. It is not a good thing when you screw up a job when you only have one job. I found some examples of this, and I'm going to put up some images on the screen here, right here. The first one is this. Your one job was to bolt a bench to the sidewalk. And where did they bolt it? Right under the storm drain. If you can't see that, you had one job, and you screwed it up. This one, wrap the chocolate Santa in the chocolate Santa wrapping, but they wrapped the Easter Bunny in the chocolate Santa wrapping. And this is my favorite. You probably can't see it too well. Your one job was to make medals, first, second, and third, but they wrote thirst, okay? First, second, and third, not first, second, and thirst. They screwed up their one job. Let's always remember that according to the words of Jesus, our one job on earth, our one main job is to love one another, not to correct one another, not to coerce one another, not to ignore one another, love one another. Nugget number 4. It's wise to do a wellness check on your soul every once in a while. Andrea Gibson was my favorite author, and I say was because she passed away about 9 months ago, and I miss her writing terribly. She was so good. And she would do wellness checks on her soul, and she wrote this: in any moment, on any given day, I can measure my wellness by this question: is my attention on loving, or is my attention on who isn't loving me? Just think through that. That is chock full of wisdom. Nugget number 5, it's wise to remind yourself of what is really true in the world, which is kind of the advice we already got. This is a quote from a Choctaw elder named Stephen Charleston in a book I read about a year ago. He writes, "You are loved unconditionally. You are cared for unceasingly. You are secure in arms that will never let you go. Life is within you, always. Change will come and go, but what you feel when you close your eyes in prayer will outlast even the stars above you." I read that and I thought, that's the truth about our lives. That is the truth. That's so wise. Nugget number 6, it's wise to remind yourself of what is really true about God. There is a guy named Meister Eckhart, and he is a mystic and he's a theologian, and he wrote this: "It is a lie, any talk of God that does not comfort you." Occasionally you're going to run into people and they're going to share their view of God with you, and it's going to tie you up in knots. You'll hear them say things about God and you're going, that can't be true. If it doesn't comfort you, you get to just smile at them and completely ignore every word they said, no matter what their office or station in life. That has brought me such great freedom. It's so wise. Nugget number 7, it's wise to walk the path of forgiveness, even if that path is long and very difficult. And by the way, forgiveness is very difficult. Again, Richard Rohr writes this: "The pride that keeps you from forgiving is the same pride that will keep you from receiving forgiveness." And I thought, oh my gosh, that's so wise. To hold on to bitterness is to miss out on mercy, to miss out on giving mercy, and to miss out on receiving it from others and even from God. It's much wiser to forgive. It's harder, but it's wiser. Nugget number 8, it's wise to know the truth about your times of sorrow. Many of you, I'm your pastor, and so I know your stories more than you know each other's. Many of you have gone through deep sorrow in the last 6 months, deep sorrow for different things. And I read this and I thought, this is so wise, and it's from the mystic poet Rumi. He writes this: "Sorrow prepares you for joy. It violently sweeps everything out of your house so that new joy can find space to enter. It shakes the yellow leaves from the bough of your heart so that fresh green leaves can grow in their place. It pulls up the rotten roots so that new roots hidden beneath have room to grow. Whatever sorrow shakes from your heart, far better things will take their place." Amen to that. That is so wise to know that when you're going through times of sorrow. Nugget number 9. It's wise to know how strong the peace is that we pass to one another. Last week, if you weren't here, I talked in one section of my message about how it's a tradition for many churches to pass the peace during every Sunday service. They look at one another and say, "The peace of God be with you." And it's cool, but then I thought, why just pass the peace inside church walls? We got to take it to the streets, to the people. And I talked about some ways we can pass peace to one another. And then I came across this quote that lets us know how strong the peace we receive from God and pass to one another really is. This is from one of my favorite authors, Rob Bell. He writes this: the peace that we are offered is not a peace that's free from tragedy, illness, bankruptcy, divorce, depression, or heartache. It is a peace rooted in the trust that the life Jesus gives us is deeper, wider, stronger, and more enduring than whatever our current circumstances are. Because all we see is not all there is, and the last word about us and our struggle has not yet been spoken. Oh, thank you for that, Mr. Bell. And the last one, this is kind of fun. In my studies to look up wisdom, I found a whole collection of hippie wisdom. I'm not kidding you. It's a thing. And I thought, I want to end this message by giving you one of the nuggets of wisdom from the collection of hippie wisdom, because we live in Eugene. It's like the hippie capital of the Northwest, okay? Here's a nugget of hippie wisdom that I liked, and I think it should be our church motto from here on out. I'll put it on the screen. Make your weird light shine bright so that other weirdos will know where to find you. Is that not just the greatest wisdom for our church you've ever heard? Okay, that's it. Seriously, that's all I got for you today for this message. God bless you. Linda's going to come up and make a few announcements, and then she's going to lead us in a prayer about wisdom too.
It's called Courage to Be. God grant me serenity to embrace who I am, even though I hope to evolve into something more. Courage to live honestly without pretense, owning my own thoughts and instincts, even though they will certainly change. And wisdom to know when I'm being a twit and to stop it. Amen. Have a great week, everyone.